Now, Australia's hopes of clinching a free trade agreement with China have been lifted by none other than the Chinese Premier. At the all-important National People's Congress in Beijing, Li Keqiang highlighted the Australian FTA as a priority to be accelerated in talks. That's reassuring to Canberra, which is keen to do a deal by the end of the year and perhaps to put extra momentum in the talks when the Prime Minister visits Beijing next month.
It could mean many billions of dollars of increased sales, exports. It could mean a closer investment relationship. You look at a country like New Zealand, who struck a free trade agreement 4 years ago. Their sales of dairy products in that time have increased $2.2 billion, at the same time that our dairy sales have increased by just $60 million into China. So that's the sort of on-the-ground effect of these sorts of agreements.
Now, tariffs and taxation can often get caught up in those deals, and how to make giant tech companies and other multinationals pay more taxes is back in the spotlight today, after analysis by the Financial Review that estimates Apple Incorporated shifted nearly $9 billion earned in Australia overseas. The government says closing these loopholes is a global priority being driven by the G20 in Australia this year. But the opposition reckons it should move sooner with its own legislation.
There is an issue where businesses operating around the world are not necessarily paying their fair share of tax where they're earning their profits. And our view is, and that is a view that is shared around the world, businesses should pay their fair share of tax where they earn profits. And it's important, though, to address that in a coordinated way through international fora like the G20.
We had initiatives in government which Mr Hockey has unwound to deal with this. He's reversed them at a cost of $700 million, and that is a very backward step. The Australian tax system needs to be fair, and that means everybody paying their fair share. And it's not fair to other Australian businesses that do pay their fair share of tax if some companies are able to shift profits around to avoid tax.